Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and we got the full New York Knicks 2022-23 schedule to talk about. The New York Knicks have 16 national televised games, and we're opening things up in Memphis, which is the first game of the season, actually, in the entire NBA, and that's going to be exciting. We're playing on Christmas Day against the Philadelphia 76ers at noon at Madison Square Garden, and there's a lot of other interesting things that I'm taking away from the New York Knicks schedule. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, go over all the national televised games and some key matchups and some key games that I'm definitely circling on the schedule. And man, it feels good to finally see that basketball is right around the corner. I mean, the first game is October 19th. That's like 2 months away, baby. Let's go. The New York Knicks basketball season is right around the corner. So before we hop into the video, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Knicks Media, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Got a lot of Knicks content coming your way all the way leading up until training camp and, of course, throughout the entire season. And if you guys enjoy the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up and comment down below your takeaways of the New York Knicks schedule this season. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. So first, let's talk about the opener. We're not going to have a home opener, unfortunately, like last year when we opened up things at Madison Square Garden against the Boston Celtics. We are going to be away against the Memphis Grizzlies, which is on ESPN. I'm pretty sure is the first game of the entire season in terms of, whereas the entire league is going to be watching us on prime time, which is pretty cool. I don't know what this game is going to look like. I mean, it's a 6:30 p.m. Tip-off local time, which is in Memphis time, obviously. But it does feel like that the New York Knicks are going to have a really interesting start off to the season, because we start off things in Memphis and then we have a 3-game home skid right after that, at home against Detroit, at home against Orlando, and at home against Charlotte. So I like that we're starting off on the road and then we come back home and then we have 3 straight home games. So I really like the start to this the schedule for the Knicks. I really feel like it's in our favor, not gonna lie. And then we go back on the road against Milwaukee and against Cleveland, back home against Atlanta, and then we're in Philly, and then we're back home against Boston on NBA TV. So, you know, the first 10 games of the season, I kind of feel like it's going to be, you know, a fun ride. Obviously, we want the Knicks to get off to a hot start right out of the gate, and I feel like the schedule is in our favor when it comes to that. You know, when it comes to the NBA schedule, it's not like it's different any other year, because we're versing the same teams every single season. You're versing, you know, the West Coast teams twice a year. You're versing the East Coast teams, you know, X amount of times a year. It's just a matter of where the games are spread out and which games are on national television or not. And a game that I have to bring up, that of course it's on TNT, the Knicks at Utah. Does the NBA know something? Does the NBA think that Donovan Mitchell is going to be playing for the New York Knicks and him returning back home to Utah, which is why they wanted to put it on TNT? Does the NBA know something that we don't know? I don't know. I'm not going to read too much into that. It's obviously a joke, but hypothetically speaking, if Donovan Mitchell is on the New York Knicks and they go back to Utah, that game is going to be pretty crazy. Especially that it's on TNT. It's going to be nationally televised. So let's hope the Knicks get Donovan Mitchell. We'll find out all that. Obviously, I made a video yesterday about the New York Knicks re-engaging conversations with the Utah Jazz regarding a Donovan Mitchell trade. It's not guaranteed it's going to happen. There's still other teams involved in the trade. And if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts of that trade potential with the Utah Jazz, I'll leave the link down below in the description to that video. And then other primetime games, reversing the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, that's going to be on ESPN. We're going to be at Golden State on November 18th on ESPN as well. And then there's going to be an ESPN game on December 7th against the Atlanta Hawks. That is the new rival, apparently, for the Knicks. We got Trae Young coming back Madison Square Garden. We all know that. And then at Chicago on ESPN. And then we're going to have a... Wow, so both of our games against the Golden State Warriors are going to be prime time, which is interesting. TNT against the Warriors at home. And I'm just realizing this now, but the Knicks are on a 4-game home skid leading up until Christmas. So the last game of the home stretch is going to be against the Philadelphia 76ers. That game is tipped off at noon. I love this tip-off time for the Knicks on Christmas. I'm pretty sure it was the same time last year for the Knicks on Christmas Day. And I just feel like it's a perfect time. At noon, you wake up with your family or whatever you do for Christmas, and then you got to see the Knicks start off at noon, which is going to be cool. I love that the Knicks play at Madison Square Garden every year on Christmas. I know that a lot of Brooklyn Nets fans are upset they're not playing on Christmas, but it is what it is. I'm excited. I love Knicks basketball on Christmas Day. It just feels like I'm a child again. I love waking up every day, every year, and watching the Knicks on Christmas. And the Knicks don't really have a primetime game again until they verse the Brooklyn Nets on ABC, which is late January 28th. And then they have another game on primetime back-to-back against the LA Lakers. Next primetime, another one against the Philadelphia 76ers, and then at Boston on ESPN, at LA on ESPN. So both Lakers games are going to be nationally broadcasted. And at the end of the season, we don't really have that many nationally broadcasted games at Orlando on NBA TV. And if you want to look at the final stretch of the season, this is where it really gets important, because if the Knicks are trying to make the playoffs, Knicks are trying to make, either the play-in or hopefully not the play-in, hopefully a top 6 seed, because that's the best case scenario, right? Let's look at the final couple games. We're going to be at Miami, at Orlando, at home against Houston, at home against Miami, at Cleveland, at home against Washington, at Indiana, at New Orleans, and then to finish off the season, we're at home against Indiana once again. So, right off the bat, I feel like this is pretty favorable. I like our chances against Orlando. I like our chances against Houston. Miami is obviously a juggernaut. We always have really tough matchups against Miami in the regular season every year. And then Cleveland is going to be a really good team this year. We all know what they did last year. At home against Washington. Washington as well improved this year, but I feel like the Knicks should be better than Washington this year, in my opinion, especially if we get Donovan. And then we finish off the season at Indiana, at New Orleans, and then at home against Indiana again. I feel like if the Knicks want to make the playoffs, they got to finish off strong. And if you want to look at any of the West Coast trips, we were on a 4-game skid against Sacramento, the Clippers, the Lakers, and Portland, 4 games in a row. That is in March. So I feel like this Knicks schedule, nothing really shocks me. I like that we have 16 nationally televised games. Shows you that the Knicks are definitely a team that people are going to be interested in this year with the addition of Jalen Brunson and any other moves that might be happening up until training camp. We will see if that happens. There's a lot of things to look forward to this season for the New York Knicks, whether they make a move for Donovan Mitchell or not. We have a young core to be excited about. We have RJ Barrett entering year number 4 in the NBA, which I really feel like he's destined to have a tremendous leap once again. Jalen Brunson being the new big-time point guard, adding to the roster in free agency. Mitchell Robinson, fresh off a brand new contract, and the young core, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel quickly entering year number 3. Quentin Grimes coming off a phenomenal summer league appearance, him entering year number 2. Cam Reddish still trying to implement him into the business here. Julius Randle trying to prove his worth to Knicks fans that, that season he had 2 years ago when he won Most Improved Player wasn't a fluke. We'll see. I'm not really expecting Julius to go back to that, of Julius Randle's being, Most Improved Player, All NBA second team and all that stuff. But I'm definitely expecting Julius to have some type of improvement from last year, because with the addition of Jalen Brunson, with an ascending RJ Barrett, with playmakers around him, I feel like Julius cannot try to rely on being a playmaker too much. At least I hope, right? That's just me being hopeful. I'm not expecting that really. So hopefully Julius can take another step forward, because if he does, this Knicks team could be really fun to watch this year. And then off the bench, you can't forget about the veteran D Rose. Excited about him. Isaiah Hartenstein, another free agent acquisition. There's a lot of things to look forward to with this Knicks team, man. I feel like Knicks fans are going to be excited. We're going to be showing up to the home opener against Detroit. And then right after that, we got Orlando and Charlotte. Let's start off the season strong, baby. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments of the schedule. Any games that really stands out to you the most. I love that we have 16 nationally televised games. I love that we're starting off on ESPN. I love that we are playing on Christmas, of course. And I love that we are versing the Utah Jazz on TNT in Utah, potentially if we get Donovan Mitchell. I feel like that would be pretty crazy. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks is not guaranteed. Still very good chance that does not happen, but there is a good chance that does happen. We'll see what happens. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Like the video if you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace out.